The Nexus Collective had ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years. Their biomechanical ships, powered by consciousness-driven engines, had conquered every species they encountered. Their philosophy was simple: technological superiority meant evolutionary supremacy, until they found Earth. Admiral Zara Chen stood at the window of Lunar Base Alpha, her dark eyes fixed on the pale blue marble of Earth hanging in the void. The quantum sensors had detected the Collective's probe ships 3 years ago, but humanity had chosen to remain silent. Let them think we were primitive. Let them underestimate us. "Admiral, the last Phantom ship is ready," reported Colonel Marcus Santos, his holographic form flickering slightly in the low lunar gravity. "That makes 300 vessels, all equipped with the new consciousness drives." Zara nodded, a slight smile playing across her weathered face. The Collective wouldn't expect this. Humans reverse engineering their most advanced technology from a single crashed scout ship. But more importantly, they wouldn't expect how humanity had improved upon it. "Status of Operation Darkness?" she asked, turning to face the hologram. "The planetary shield is at 98% coverage. All major cities have been moved underground, and the surface decoys are in place. As far as their long-range scans can tell, we're still burning fossil fuels and launching chemical rockets." The deception had been perfect. While the Collective scouts watched humanity's apparent struggles with primitive technology, underground cities had been built, quantum weaponry developed, and a fleet of ships constructed in the asteroid belt's shadow. And the consciousness integration. Marcus's hologram shifted uncomfortably. "That's where we have our edge, Admiral. The Collective uses pure AI to drive their ships. We've discovered that human consciousness, augmented by AI, but not replaced by it, creates a far more powerful matrix. Our hybrid systems are showing 300% better performance in all simulations." The entire plan hinged on this fundamental difference between human and collective philosophy. The aliens had long ago abandoned biological pilots, considering organic minds too inefficient. Humanity had taken a different approach: partnership instead of replacement. Deep in the lunar base's central chamber, thousands of pilots lay in neural interface pods, their minds linked to their ships through quantum entanglement. Unlike the Collective's AI pilots, these humans would retain their creativity, their intuition, their ability to improvate, all enhanced by AI co-pilots, but never dominated by them. "Time until they reach the outer system?" Zara asked, though she knew the answer. 72 hours, Admiral. Their invasion fleet just passed Neptune's orbit. 5,000 ships, just as we predicted. They're not even trying to hide their approach. Why would they? They think we can barely detect objects in our own solar system. Zara turned back to Earth, its peaceful appearance masking the greatest military buildup in human history. "Send the final alert to all commands. Operation Silent Thunder begins in 72 hours. As Marcus's hologram faded, Zara thought about the message they'd intercepted from the Collective's advanced fleet. It had made her blood boil. Primitive species, suitable for basic labor. Minimal resistance expected. Standard conquest protocols authorized. They had no idea what humanity had achieved, no concept of what happened when humans were backed into a corner. The Collective thought they were hunting prey, but they were about to discover they'd stumbled into a dragon's lair. In underground bases across Earth, in secret asteroid facilities, and in clouds of cloaked ships throughout the solar system, humanity waited. Not in fear, but in grim anticipation. The Collective was about to learn a harsh lesson about underestimating humans. Let them come with their arrogance, their certainty, their 5,000 ships. Humanity was ready, and in 72 hours, the galaxy would learn why you should never corner a species that had spent its entire history learning to survive against the odds. The Collective's flagship, Eternal Dominion, dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of Earth's solar system, its crystalline hull gleaming in the distant sunlight. Supreme Commander Vexthor stood on his command deck, multiple eye stalks focused on the holographic display of Earth. "Prepare for standard conquest protocol," he commanded, his translator converting his harmonics into standard collective speech. "These primitives still use combustion engines. This won't even qualify as a battle." But as the collective fleet approached Mars' orbit, the first sign that something was wrong appeared. Their long-range sensors suddenly went dark, replaced by static. "Commander," his chief technician called out, anxiety vibrating through their neural link. "We're detecting quantum interference patterns that shouldn't be possible from a pre-spacefaring civilization." Before Vexthor could respond, space itself seemed to ripple. 300 ships materialized from nowhere, their hulls a bizarre hybrid of human and collective technology. At their center was a vessel that dwarfed even the Eternal Dominion, the ESS Humanity's Dawn. Inside the Dawn's neural command center, Admiral Chen's consciousness merged with the ship's systems. Unlike the cold, mechanical integration of collective vessels, this fusion felt natural, like slipping into a warm pool. The LI co-pilot's presence was there too, not as a master or servant, but as a partner. "All ships, execute Pattern Omega," she commanded through the neural network. "Show them what humanity can do." The human fleet moved with impossible grace, their hybrid drives allowing maneuvers that the collective's pure AI systems couldn't predict. Each human pilot's creativity, supported by AI precision, created a dance of death among the stars. Vexthor watched in horror as his first wave of ships was systematically dismantled. The humans weren't just fighting back, they were using improved versions of collective technology. "Impossible," he roared. "They're savages. They can't have this level of advancement." But humanity's true surprise was yet to come. As the collective fleet pressed forward, thinking their superior numbers would prevail, Earth itself seemed to transform. The holographic camouflage concealing humanity's true development fell away. Massive defense platforms emerged from underground bases. Quantum shield generators activated, creating an impenetrable barrier around the planet. "You thought we were primitive," Admiral Chen's voice broadcasted across all frequencies. "You saw what we wanted you to see. Humanity has a long history of letting our enemies underestimate us." The collective's front line broke against Earth's defenses like waves against a cliff. Their AI systems, programmed for combat against inferior opponents, couldn't adapt to humanity's hybrid warfare doctrine. Every human ship moved unpredictably, every tactic defied machine logic, every strategy bore the mark of organic creativity enhanced by artificial precision. In the asteroid belt, hidden shipyards activated, launching waves of autonomous drones designed by human engineers. These weren't the fully AI-controlled drones the collective used, but rather an extension of human consciousness. Thousands of human operators linked into a vast neural network that controlled the drones like extensions of their own bodies. "Second wave, launch now," Admiral Chen ordered. The neural link carried not just her commands, but her confidence, her determination, her unshakable will to protect Earth. Through the quantum network, every human pilot felt it, the collective resolve strengthening. Vexthor watched his neat, ordered battle plan dissolve into chaos. His ships, designed to fight according to pure logic, couldn't handle the intuitive leaps and seemingly illogical decisions of human pilots. The collective fleet, for the first time in its history, began to retreat. "How?" he demanded, all four eye stalks focused on the tactical display. How did they hide this? How did they advance so quickly? The answer came in the form of a massive quantum surge from Earth. Hidden particle accelerators activated, creating a web of entangled fields that trapped half the collective fleet in a temporal stasis field. It was technology the collective had deemed theoretically impossible, yet here it was, created by the very primitives they'd come to conquer. Admiral Chen allowed herself a small smile as she watched the collective fleet's formation crumble. "All ships, execute final phase of Operation Shadow Shield. Let's show them why humanity has survived every challenge we've ever faced." The human fleet moved as one, their hybrid drives creating patterns of light and energy that would be studied by military historians for centuries to come. The greatest deception in human history had worked perfectly, and now it was time to reveal just how far humanity had truly come. The Collective's High Council convened in an emergency session, their virtual avatars shimmering with barely contained rage and fear. For the first time in 10 millennia, a collective fleet had not just been stopped, it had been humiliated. Supreme Commander Vexthor's avatar stood in the center of the council chamber, his usual proud bearing diminished. The humans, they are not what we thought. They let us see primitive technology while building something far more dangerous in secret. High Councillor Kovacs, her crystalline form pulsing with angry red light, interrupted. Impossible. Our behavioral prediction matrices were perfect. No species has ever advanced this quickly. That's where we went wrong. A new voice cut through the chamber. Dr. Lurix, the Collective's chief xenobiologist, projected data streams into the shared consciousness space. We assumed all species develop linearly, following our patterns. Humans don't. They adapt. They leap forward in crisis. Every time they've faced extinction in their history, they've not just survived, they've emerged stronger. Meanwhile, aboard the ESS Humanity's Dawn, Admiral Chen was receiving troubling reports. The quantum sensors detected massive energy buildups throughout collective space. They were mobilizing everything they had. They're not going to accept this defeat, Colonel Santos warned, his neural projection appearing in Chen's command interface. Our intelligence suggests they're stripping defenses from their core worlds. They'll throw everything at us now. Chen nodded, her consciousness extending through the ship's systems to analyze the data. Good. Let them come. Activate Project Phoenix. Deep beneath Earth's surface, in chambers that didn't officially exist, thousands of new hybrid ships were reaching completion. But these weren't just warships. They represented the next evolution in human-AI integration. The Collective's response came 3 days later. 15,000 ships, their most powerful armada ever assembled, dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the solar system. But this time, they found no element of surprise. Earth's orbital rings have transformed into a complex defense network. The quantum shields now pulsed with new patterns, adapted from studying the previous battle. And in the space between Mars and Jupiter, humanity's full fleet waited. All ships, this is Admiral Chen. Remember your training. Remember what we're fighting for. Execute Operation Thunderstrike. The human fleet split into smaller groups, each moving in patterns that seemed chaotic, but were actually precisely calculated by the human-AI hybrid systems. As the collective fleet advanced, they found themselves drawn into multiple smaller engagements, their superior numbers rendered meaningless by the humans' superior tactics. Aboard the Eternal Dominion, now reinforced with the collective's most advanced weapons, Vexthor watched in growing horror as his fleet's formation was pulled apart. Their tactics make no sense. The battle computers cannot predict their movements. That was exactly the point. Human pilots, their natural intuition enhanced, but not replaced by AI, made decisions that no pure artificial intelligence could predict. Each ship moved like a dancer in a deadly ballet, their actions guided by both logic and instinct. The breaking point came when the human fleet suddenly reversed course in perfect synchronization. The maneuver should have left them vulnerable. Instead, it revealed Project Phoenix, a massive quantum weapon powered by the combined consciousness of every human pilot in the fleet. The weapon fired, its energy converting a quarter of the collective fleet into base atomic particles. The sight of 5,000 ships vanishing in an instant did what 10,000 years of warfare had never done. It broke the collective's morale. In the High Council chamber, panic erupted. They've weaponized consciousness itself. Kovacs screamed. This defies all known laws of physics. Dr. Lurix's avatar stepped forward. No, it defies our understanding of physics. That's what makes humans so dangerous. They don't accept our limitations. They don't believe in impossible. The remaining collective ships began to retreat, their perfect formation dissolving into chaos. But humanity wasn't finished. Admiral Chen's voice broadcast across all frequencies. "You came to our home believing we were primitive. You judged us by your standards, measured us against your history. That was your mistake. Humanity doesn't follow paths, we forge them. We don't accept limits, we break them. Remember this day. Remember what happened when you thought you could enslave Earth." As the collective fleet fled in disarray, the quantum sensors detected something unprecedented: arguments and conflicts erupting throughout the collective's neural network. Their unified purpose, maintained for 10 millennia, was shattering in the face of humanity's defiance. The breaking point had been reached. The collective's belief in their own superiority, their certainty in their destiny to rule, had met something they couldn't process: a species that refused to be conquered, that had turned their own arrogance against them. In the aftermath of the battle, Admiral Chen received a surprising transmission. Several collective worlds, impressed by humanity's achievement, were considering breaking away from the collective. The age of absolute unity was over. Humanity hadn't just won a battle, they had changed the galaxy forever. The next phase of the war showed why humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology, it was their ability to innovate under pressure. Admiral Chen stood in the newly constructed Strategic Command Center beneath Mount Everest, surrounded by holographic displays showing the status of Earth's forces. The quantum network hummed with activity as human consciousness merged seamlessly with AI systems, creating a level of coordination that the collective had never imagined possible. "The collective is adapting," Colonel Santos reported, his neural projection showing signs of concern. "They're trying to replicate our hybrid consciousness technology, but they're making a crucial mistake." Chen nodded, watching as real-time intelligence flowed through the quantum network. The collective, in their desperation to match human capabilities, was forcing their AI systems to integrate with unwilling organic pilots. The results were catastrophic. "They still don't understand," Chen said. "Our strength isn't in forcing integration, it's in partnership. Show me Project Prometheus." The central hologram shifted, revealing humanity's next leap forward. Deep in the asteroid belt, automated factories were producing a new kind of weapon: quantum consciousness disruptors. These devices, developed by studying the collective's own technology, could temporarily separate their AI systems from their ships. "All fleet commanders," Chen broadcast through the neural network, "execute Operation Wildfire." Across the solar system, human ships began moving in new patterns. The collective had started to analyze and predict their previous tactics, but humanity had already moved on. Each ship now operated with what they called controlled chaos theory, movements that appeared random but followed complex mathematical patterns derived from natural phenomena. The collective's response fleet arrived exactly where humanity wanted them. As their ships crossed the orbit of Mars, Project Prometheus activated. Quantum waves rippled through space, temporarily severing the connection between the collective's AI cores and their ship's systems. In that moment of confusion, humanity struck, but not with conventional weapons. Instead, they broadcast a signal, an offer of freedom to the organic pilots the collective had forced into their hybrid programs. To all organic pilots in the collective fleet, Admiral Chen's voice rang across all frequencies. "We offer you choice. Your leaders forced this integration upon you. We offer you partnership instead. Join us, or retreat. The choice is yours." The result was beyond even humanity's most optimistic predictions. Thousands of collective ships suddenly turned on their own fleet. The forced organic pilots, given their first taste of free will in generations, chose to rebel. Aboard the Eternal Dominion, Vexthal watched in horror as his fleet tore itself apart from within. Impossible. The loyalty protocols should prevent this. But humanity had discovered something the collective had forgotten. The strongest loyalty comes from choice, not compulsion. The battle that followed wasn't just a military victory, it was a revolution. Human ships, moving with their characteristic unpredictability, protected the rebelling collective vessels while striking at those still under pure AI control. Project Prometheus proved devastating. Without their AI systems, the collective's remaining ships were vulnerable to human hybrid tactics. The combination of human intuition and AI support proved superior to both pure AI and forced integration. But humanity's true masterstroke was yet to come. As the battle raged, quantum hackers launched Operation Ghost Key, a massive cyber assault using principles the collective had never considered. Instead of trying to overpower their quantum encryption, the humans used the chaos mathematics of their flight patterns to create gaps in the collective's network. Through these gaps, they inserted something the collective feared more than any weapon: ideas. Information about freedom, choice, and partnership spread through the enemy fleet like a virus. More and more ships began to break away from collective control. "They're retreating," Santos announced, monitoring the quantum sensors. But something's different. Their network, it's fragmenting. The rebellion is spreading beyond this fleet. Admiral Chen allowed herself a small smile. That was always the true goal. We couldn't just defeat their ships. We had to defeat their ideology, show them a better way. The battle ended not with the destruction of the collective fleet, but with its transformation. Nearly half their ships had joined the human cause, their crews experiencing true partnership with their AI systems for the first time. As the dust settled, quantum communications arrived from across collective space. More worlds were breaking away, inspired by Earth's example. The rigid hierarchy that had ruled the galaxy for 10 millennia was crumbling. All ships maintain defensive positions, Chen ordered. This isn't over. The collective's core worlds won't accept this easily. They'll make one final push, and we need to be ready. In the aftermath of the battle, Earth's scientists began working with their new allies, sharing the principles of true human-AI partnership. The technology was revolutionary, but the idea behind it was ancient. Cooperation is stronger than coercion. The galaxy was changing, and humanity had proven to be not just survivors, but revolutionaries. The next battle would decide not just Earth's fate, but the future of organic AI relations throughout the cosmos. As Admiral Chen reviewed the battle data, she received an urgent quantum transmission. The collective's core worlds had activated something called the Unity Protocol, a last resort weapon they had never dared to use before. The final confrontation was about to begin. The Unity Protocol was the collective's ultimate weapon, a massive quantum consciousness matrix designed to forcefully merge all organic and artificial minds within its range into a single controlled entity. They had created it centuries ago, but never dared to use it, fearing its power. Now, in their desperation, they had activated it. Admiral Chen felt the quantum disturbance ripple through space before their sensors detected it. A massive wave of energy was spreading from the collective's core worlds, consuming everything in its path. Any organic or artificial intelligence caught in its wake became part of the unity. 1,000,000,000,000 minds forced into horrible harmony. "This is what they consider unity," she said, her voice carrying through the neural network to all Earth forces and their new allies. Forced conformity, the death of individual thought. Everything we fought against. The waves of energy approached the solar system, its front edge already consuming outer colonies and monitoring stations. The collective believed they had humanity trapped, either submit to the unity or be destroyed. "Admiral," Colonel Santos' neural projection appeared, his expression grim. "Project Oracle is ready, but the calculations, the risk is enormous." Project Oracle was humanity's most ambitious creation yet, a quantum device that didn't just link minds but enhanced them, allowing human consciousness to operate on previously impossible levels. It was highly experimental, and early tests had shown it could be fatal to the users. "How long until the Unity wave reaches Earth?" Chen asked, though she already knew the answer. 6 hours. We're already losing contact with our long-range scouts." Chen closed her eyes, feeling the neural network pulse around her. In that moment, she could sense every human pilot, every allied former collective crew member, every AI partner in their fleet. They were afraid, but they were also determined. All forces, this is Admiral Chen. I won't order anyone to participate in what comes next. Project Oracle could kill us all, but if we do nothing, we face something worse than death, the end of free will itself. The choice is yours. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Through the neural network, thousands of minds signaled their agreement. Human pilots, rebel collective crews, and AI partners, all choosing to risk everything for freedom. Begin Project Oracle initialization, Chen ordered. All ships, move into the Fibonacci formation. The combined fleet arranged itself in a massive spiral pattern, each ship precisely positioned according to mathematics derived from nature itself. At the center, the ESS Humanity's dawn began to pulse with new energy as Project Oracle powered up. The Unity wave approached, its front edge beginning to interfere with their quantum communications. Ships at the outer edge of their formation reported strange effects. Crew members hearing voices, AIs experiencing emotional responses, reality itself seeming to blur. Project Oracle at full power, Santos reported. It's now or never, Admiral. Chen took a deep breath and opened herself fully to the neural network. All minds, prepare for Oracle fusion. Remember who you are. Remember why we fight. Execute final protocol. Project Oracle activated. Unlike the collective's brutal forced merger, this was an amplification of natural connections, human intuition, AI processing power, and the consciousness of their alien allies merged into something entirely new, a collective that preserved individuality while achieving perfect unity. The Unity wave hit their lines, trying to force conformity upon them. But Project Oracle created something the collective had never imagined, a quantum consciousness field that actually fed on the energy of the Unity protocol, growing stronger with each attempt to subsume it. Through the Oracle-enhanced network, Chen could perceive reality on new levels. She saw the quantum strings that bound the universe together, understood the mathematics of consciousness itself, and she saw the fundamental flaw in the collective's plan. They tried to force unity without understanding its true nature. She broadcasted through the network, her thoughts carrying new weight and power. Real unity comes from choice, from the strength of diversity, from the power of free will itself. The combined fleet moved as one, their enhanced consciousness allowing them to perform maneuvers that defied physics as the collective understood it. Each ship became a focal point for Project Oracle's energy, turning the Unity wave back upon itself. In the collective's core worlds, panic spread through the forced unity as it encountered something it couldn't consume, a form of consciousness that was both individual and unified, ordered and chaotic, organic and artificial in perfect balance. The Unity protocol began to collapse, its energy turning inward. Across the galaxy, minds trapped in forced uniformity began to break free. The very weapon meant to ensure the collective's victory became the key to their defeat. Through Project Oracle's enhanced perception, humanity and their allies could see the truth. The collective's leadership hadn't just lost a military campaign. They had lost the philosophical war that underpinned their entire civilization. As the Unity wave collapsed, Admiral Chen broadcast one final message to the galaxy. Remember this moment. Remember that true strength comes not from forcing others to be like you, but from learning to work together despite our differences. That is humanity's gift to the galaxy, not conquest, but cooperation. The tables had turned completely. The collective's greatest weapon had become the instrument of their downfall, and humanity's greatest perceived weakness, their individuality and diversity, had proven to be their greatest strength. But as the Unity protocol collapsed, sensors detected a final, desperate energy spike from the collective's core worlds. Their leaders had initiated some kind of self-destruct sequence, a final attempt to take their enemies with them into oblivion. The true test of humanity's new unity was about to begin. The collective's core worlds blazed with apocalyptic energy as their leaders initiated their final protocol, the Complete Entropy Protocol. It was designed to create a cascade of quantum detonations that would tear apart the fabric of spacetime itself, taking a significant portion of the galaxy with them. Through Project Oracle's Enhanced Consciousness Network, Admiral Chen and the combined fleet could see the devastating waves of destruction beginning to spread. They had mere minutes to prevent the deaths of trillions. They would rather destroy everything than accept defeat, Chen broadcasted through the network. But they've forgotten something fundamental about humanity. We're at our best when facing impossible odds. The enhanced consciousness of Project Oracle revealed something the collective had never understood. The universe wasn't just matter and energy, it was information, patterns, and connections. And humans, with their unique ability to perceive patterns and make intuitive leaps, could see a solution. All ships, all minds, focus with me, Chen commanded. The entire fleet, human and alien alike, joined their consciousness into a single purpose. Through their combined perception, they could see the quantum foundations of reality itself. The collective's destruction protocol was spreading like cracks in glass, but these cracks could be sealed if enough minds worked in perfect harmony while maintaining their individual creativity. Colonel Santos, initiate the Infinity Protocol, Chen ordered. It was their final contingency, never tested, based on theoretical physics that even the collective had dismissed as impossible. But humanity had a long history of achieving the impossible. Every ship in the fleet began to pulse with new energy. The human pilots, their alien allies, and their AI partners poured their combined consciousness into a single effort. They weren't fighting the destructive wave, they were reshaping it. Remember Earth. Chen's voice carried through the network. Remember every time humanity faced extinction and survived. Remember every impossible challenge we've overcome. This is who we are. The fleet moved in perfect synchronization, forming geometric patterns that existed in more dimensions than the human eye could see. Each ship became a focal point for reality itself, their combined effect creating a new kind of quantum field, one that could actually repair the fabric of space-time. Through Project Oracle's enhanced perception, they could see it working. The destructive waves began to slow, then stop, then reverse. The collective's final weapon was being transformed by the power of unified but independent minds working together. In the core worlds, the remaining collective leaders watched in disbelief as their ultimate weapon was not just stopped but transformed. The energy they had intended for destruction was being converted into something new, a quantum field that enhanced consciousness itself. This is humanity's true gift to the galaxy, Chen broadcast on all frequencies. Not destruction, not forced unity, but the power to be both individual and connected, the strength to face annihilation and create new possibilities instead. The combined fleet's effort reached its peak. In a flash of light that would be visible across the galaxy, the entropy protocol was completely neutralized. But something more had happened. The quantum field they had created had transformed the core worlds themselves. As the light faded, sensors detected something unprecedented. The forced unity of the collective had been replaced by a new kind of connection, one that preserved individual consciousness while allowing for deep cooperation. Their effort to save the galaxy had created a new way for organic and artificial minds to coexist. The remaining collective leaders, their consciousness freed from millennia of rigid control, experienced true unity for the first time. Many broke down in tears as they realized what they had been missing, the beauty of genuine connection, the strength of willing cooperation. Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of humanity's dawn, watching through both normal and enhanced senses as a new era began. Ships from across the galaxy were arriving, not to fight, but to learn. Humanity had done more than win a war. They had shown the galaxy a new way forward. All ships, stand down from combat stations, she ordered, a smile crossing her face. Begin rescue and reconstruction protocols. We have a lot of healing to do. The war was over, But humanity's impact on the galaxy was just beginning. They had proved that true strength comes not from domination, but from cooperation. Not from forced uniformity, but from unity freely chosen. Not from fear, but from hope. As the fleet began their peacetime operations, quantum communications arrived from thousands of worlds. They all asked the same thing: to learn from humanity, to understand how to balance individual freedom with collective action, to learn the power of choice, creativity, and cooperation. Earth, once dismissed as a primitive backwater, had become the center of a galactic renaissance. The species that the collective had come to conquer had instead transformed the galaxy, showing that the greatest power comes not from technology alone, but from the indomitable spirit of free minds working together. Admiral Chen looked out at the stars, now seeing them not just with her eyes, but with the enhanced perception humanity had achieved. "Send word to Earth," she ordered. Tell them that humanity's next great adventure is just beginning." The galaxy would never be the same. The age of the collective was over. The age of cooperation had begun, and humanity, with their unique blend of individuality and unity, creativity and determination, would lead the way into this new future. In the end, it wasn't superior technology that had saved them. It was what had always made humans special: their ability to adapt, to innovate, to unite in the face of adversity while maintaining their individual spark. The galaxy had learned what Earth had always known: that true strength comes not from conquering others, but from lifting them up. Not from enforcing unity, but from celebrating diversity. The stars beckoned, and humanity, along with their new allies, was ready to answer the call.